Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my first time reading Daredevil Yellow recently, and why I think this is an incredible story, but just landed a little short on the emotional beats. So let's talk about it. So this was actually my first Daredevil comic, which made the experience even more interesting going in. I'm actually already familiar with the character thanks to that incredible Daredevil TV series from a few years ago, so a lot of the major story beats felt familiar, but reading them in comic form for the first time definitely gave me a new perspective on Matt Murdock's beginnings. And honestly, I thought this comic was a really solid read. It moves quickly, the pacing is tight, and it hits all the classic Daredevil moments without ever feeling bogged down. Right from the first few pages, the visuals pulled me in. Tim Sale's artwork, obviously, is distinct, it always is, but in Daredevil Yellow, there's this rawness and momentum that really stand out. The action scenes have that acrobatic, almost flying out of the page feeling, the same kind of dynamic energy you get in Spider-Man Blue, and it works perfectly for a younger Matt Murdock who's still figuring out how to move and fight. Everything looks fluid, instinctive, and a little unpolished in the best way possible. And that sense of style carries straight into the covers. Instead of relying on standard hero poses, each issue has Daredevil blended into the background overhead, almost like this silent presence watching the story unfold, which is very fitting for the character. It sets such a cool tone before you even turn the page, and honestly, these are easily my favorite covers in the entire series so far. But what also stood out to me is how alive the world feels in this story. Loeb and Sale don't overload you with cameos, but they drop in just enough to remind you that this is technically a shared universe. You get these moments where Matt and Karen casually mention Spider-Man like he's just the guy every New Yorker knows about, and then there's the scene where the Fantastic Four show up outside their office window. Just such a fun but unexpected touch. It doesn't distract from the story, but it reinforces the sense of a busy, connected Marvel world where heroes are constantly crossing paths without needing to make a big event out of it. Moments like that really drive home the idea of Daredevil as a boots-on-the-ground type of hero. He's not saving galaxies or fighting cosmic entities, he's protecting his neighborhood just like Spider-Man. And I love that the book lets the world around him breathe enough for that to come across naturally. Now, the emotional framing of this story is Matt writing letters to Karen, who has already passed away by the time he's writing them, and this is where the book didn't quite land as strongly for me compared to other color stories. Even though Daredevil Yellow came out before Spider-Man Blue, the structure really feels familiar, a hero reflecting on someone they loved and lost, but in Yellow, the emotional weight doesn't really come from Karen, it comes from Matt's father. Every moment with Battle and Jack hits. His choice to stand tall, the way he raises Matt, the tragedy surrounding his death, that's the heart of this book. So when we reach the ending with Matt reopening the gym, it's powerful, but that emotional payoff isn't tied to Karen or the letters, it's tied to Jack. Because of that, the framing device, while reflective and atmospheric, doesn't fully connect to the story's emotional center in my opinion. But with that said, I actually did love every scene involving Matt, Karen, and Foggy. Their dynamic is so charming, warm, and it just gives the story a whole lot of personality. Karen has this genuine curiosity, Matt's still awkward in a relatable way, and Foggy is just Foggy. Except for that moment where he basically acts like he wants to propose to Karen out of nowhere. That was a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. Like, dude, you just met her, like, chill out. But outside of that, their interactions are honestly the best in the entire book. I love it. So for me, Daredevil Yellow works more as a heartfelt tribute to Matt Murdock's beginnings than a deep dive into grief. If you want that, I feel like you should go to Spider-Man Blue. It's beautifully drawn, it's packed with momentum, and the world around Matt feels fully alive, but emotionally it didn't hit quite as hard as Spider-Man Blue or even Hulk Gray. Still, I genuinely enjoyed this one. It's quick, it's stylish, and it gives you a great look at Daredevil before he even became the icon. It's a story about a kid trying to honor his father's legacy while finding his own path, and I think it nails that part of the character perfectly. So if you read Daredevil Yellow, let me know what you thought below. Did you think the Karen letters landed for you? Did the emotional framing work differently in your eyes? Or did you feel the same way that I did? Let me know below. Thanks for watching. God bless, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.